Thanks for staying with us. We're still discussing this proposition by the Kwara State government to get state workers to work only 3 days a week. Let me get Mrs. initial thoughts before I bring in our guests. What are your thoughts on this proposed policy?
Yeah, I think it's a good development. I want to believe that the Kwara State government understands how the civil service works. So from what I know, most of their job does not have to do with computers and, you know, having to use so much of electricity. We still have government parastatals where they have a lot of files. They are still passing files from table to table. So if you're still operating that system, you can easily work from home because now you're not relying on electricity or data to do your work. You just have your files. But it also means that they would have to find a way to ensure that the work you're supposed to do, it's done, that the work you're supposed to do for 5 days is done in 3 days. So if they have, for instance, KPIs, what you're supposed to deliver at the end of the week. So you're not taking the work home, because I don't agree with taking that work home. Some things can get lost, missing, palm oil, you know, and all of that.
Exactly.
I do not agree with that. Or, you know, information can go out that's not supposed to go out. I don't agree with that. But that's 3 days that you come in, because also we understand how we work in this part of the world, where sometimes we say we are working, but we're not fully present. Right. We are doing other things at the same time. But you know that you have a KPI to submit so and so report at the end of the week. That 3 days that you come to work, you must get that report done. That's a way of checkmating to ensure that people can cut down on the cost of transportation. Absolutely. I think it's a good one.
Let me, I'm told that we have Mr. Rafiu Ajakaye. He's the Chief Press Secretary to the Governor of Kwara State. Good morning, sir. Are you there?
Good morning, my sister.
Good to have you on the show. So let's start, first of all, with how you intend to implement this, because having state workers includes teachers, includes hospital workers. How do they plan to work 3 times a week?
Well, thank you very much for having me once again. It is not the one-size-fits-all policy decision.
Okay.
It is checked through the statement we issued yesterday from the Office of the Service, and then another statement issued from the Office of the City on the Governor's meeting with the labor leaders. We clarified that some categories of workers may not come under this policy directly. They will only be compensated in another way. And these categories of workers include specifically the teachers and health workers, hospital workers. So it is difficult to have them captured under that policy. So the government is having to do some other things, possibly some allowances are being recommended from what I have seen. For these categories of workers, so that when their colleagues are at home, they are at work, they have to be paid, they have to be compensated for being at work for that period. Even though, because we all go to the same market, we all patronize the same, we all buy the same thing. So it's only necessary to find a way of accommodating them.
Yeah, so let me ask you, first of all, why did you decide to do this? How are the people of Kwara State adjusting to the new price of fuel? Is there availability? Do they have fuel? Do they find it easy to, you know, get fuel? And why did you decide? You know, I'm sure from what they have been going through made you make the decision. But what's the situation like in Kwara State?
Well, the government of Nigeria has taken a policy decision to remove subsidy. This did not begin with the government of Asiwaju Bola Tinubu. It was removed in the past dispensation. Now, this is our reality, and we just have to grapple with it. This is the governor being strategic in handling a sensitive issue. The civil servants represent a very critical segment of our society. And the governor realized that there is a need for us to ensure that they do not spend all their earnings on transportation. So, in that wise, the government is saying that our workers can go to work 3 times in a week instead of the 5 times. Don't forget that this whole idea of reducing work days or even reducing the number of workers at work started from 2020. from the COVID-19 era. So it is not entirely new. Kwara State only started having workers fully back at work in 2021, late 2021, early 2022. So what we are doing now is not entirely strange to us, and I can tell you that workers are very, very happy about it. They are very happy because it really lessens their expenses, really.
Okay.
So I wanted to ask you about other policies to encourage. So this is one for a few civil servants. Obviously, I don't see how this would affect teachers because the school system already runs a 5-day-a-week structure. But what are the other measures that the state governor is putting in place to reduce the burden of the increase in fuel on the citizens of Kwara State?
Well, I mentioned earlier that our teachers and our health workers are possibly not directly affected in the 3 days per week work schedule. Some allowances are being worked out for them, and very shortly the office of the head of service will come up with the right modality in that regard.
I wanted to know what
the government is also looking at other palliatives, particularly something that will affect other segments of the society, such as the students, for instance, the market people, and all of those people. I know that the federal government will work hand in hand with the state government to ensure that a better deal is designed for the people of Nigeria, and the people of Kwara State will definitely benefit from that. But our level at the state, in Kwara State, we are looking at the possibility of introducing buses that government will subsidize in some way.
Right.
Yes, I would like to know if if the government has also had a conversation of how long they plan to do this for, and that it is sustainable, because we do know that people will take advantage. In what ways also would you make sure that people do not take advantage of a policy with good intention?
Well, the truth of the matter is that we are not new to this kind of a thing. I mentioned that earlier.
Yes.
And the civil service, particularly the leadership of the civil service, they have their eye of tackling such challenges. I know the regime of clocking in some MDAs in Kwara State, and we can only improve on such mechanisms to ensure that people do the right thing.
All right. Thank you very much. We just wanted to get an update from Kwara State on this, but we're happy that one state is taking this initiative, and we hope that other states will also find modalities to find a way to alleviate this hardship on people. Thank you so much for joining us, Mr.
Thank you for having me.
Yeah.
Good morning.
So, I mean, there he goes. We're talking about the Kwara State's positions, but what do you think about private sector? I mean, you said something that people can actually do their work in 3 days sometimes. I mean, who gave us the 5 day that you have to work 5 days a week? Somebody created 5 days, Monday through Friday, and we kind of put the structure. So the same people that started the 5 days can say, you know what, it's now a 3 working day plan or 4 working day, Monday through Thursday or Monday through Friday, get your job done reports. You have a long weekend, come on Monday. You can restructure things because obviously everybody must find solutions to make things easier for people to...
When diesel price skyrocketed, we saw banks modernize because it was a shock.
Yeah.
It's important. It might seem reactive, but that reaction is necessary for survival, that when a major policy or economic change happens, you react so that you can assess, so that your business doesn't die before you are able to recover.
I went to an office when they started this thing, and by 3 p.m. the diesel went off. 3 p.m. everybody, and they knew that in 1 hour, 3 p.m. just when the diesel goes off, it means that in the next 1 hour we are done. So whatever you're doing, wrap it up without the
they have the alternative inverters to manage for that 1 hour. Even the school, our school, when I got to school this year, was different from last year. The power, all the ACs they used to run in the canteen eating area, the ACs are off. And we're like, oh, we're sweating. I say, guys, do you understand the economy? They have to sustain the organization. So I get the part of cutting costs. But as an investment coach, and I talk to people about their finances, cutting costs is a short-term measure. The long-term measure must be to increase earnings. So if for me, as someone, I'll say I have to increase my income. For the person that is earning a salary, you'll be looking like what all of the NLC people are saying. You need to increase my salary because you can see the economic realities. But cutting costs is short-term. I want to hear more long-term approach, but we'll definitely applaud Kwara State for being one of the states that is doing a short-term approach, and they were waiting to hear other states. And
this also might be good for economy. So let me come to you, because I know you're a coach, you're a personal development coach. So if I'm working 3 days a week, the remaining four days or 2 days, I can start doing other easy, the economic way.
Yes, for you to make more money into your pocket. You can't even survive in Nigeria doing just one job. Yeah, they light school system lied to us. Get a good job when you graduate, white-collar job, and everybody's hustling to get that job. But you realize with the bills looking at you, you need to do some other things that will put money consistently in your pocket. And that means that when you're present to do a job, please be present, because you know you have limited time, and that also will grow your competence. You are able to have time management, organize your time in such a way that those extra things, you know how we gist from office to office. I've worked in some of these places and I know how it happens. You leave your office, you go to Mariah's office, you gist for 1 hour, gossiping things that are not necessary. You now know that you have deliverables to give. You have to come back, finish your task. When you people close, you can be gisting as you're trekking home and, also help you to improve on your health. Some of us, we drive all through, then weekends we go to the gym to be working out. Now you can walk. At the same time, save the money for the gym. So everybody's just trying to cut costs. But what I would like us to take from here is the world is changing fast, which we cannot avoid. Tomorrow it may be something else that will have to take you even away from that job. How do you survive when you are not in a place where you have free days, you have access to internet, you have access to everything? How do you operate and do well? How do you come out productive when you have just limited resources? So it's a way of also expanding.
When I see this, when I hear this kind of things, I remember when I used to work back in the US, and I just used to find it very uncomfortable way. I can't come and gist with you. There's no time.
No.
Like, you clock in, you're at your desk, they're monitoring where you are. When it's time to go on a break, you clock out and wait for a break. Once you go back on the break, you clock in again. So that's how they calculate how much they give you at the end of. But here, after I finish small work like this, I can go to a desk, we come back. So really, it's just to reorganize ourselves and say, okay, how do we become more productive, even in 2 or 3 days? Because if we look at some of these state government work, some of them really can be productive in 3 days.
You can move all the files you want to move.
You're right. They can be productive in the 3 days. And as you said, we don't have a system that is able to measure the exact hours that you put into work. So we're getting away with a lot. In fact, if we put the money we lose from just wasting time and wasting effort, we would pay a lot of our debts. But it's true, the world is changing. We need to do more, but it's not just in saying, go work for 3 days and then take the remaining 2 days off. Those 3 days, we need to put in a system that determines the hours that you really put into work. And of course, we know that this cannot affect the whole industry, like all the sectors. There are some sectors. I want my doctors in the hospital. I don't want my doctor calling me and saying, touch your arm. How does it feel? I want you to come and touch it, But I like that our leaders are showing initiative, but we need to put in long-term plans for better production.
We've not taken any social media comments today. Any thoughts on social media on this?
Several.
We're looking forward to other state governments to come out and give us what their own plans are to help. Yes,
Ghania says, myself, they find new streams of income. Surviving on one is becoming unrealistic. Oladidi said, it's good for the economy and the environment. The advantages are numerous. Couples are also finding it harder, to...
You're right. I wanted to even ask that if, forget government, let's say going forward, and people and companies are saying that we should work a few days on and 2 days off at home, are we willing to take some pay cuts? So they give you an option. Do 5 days and you get this amount. Do 3 days and then you get this amount instead, less than those who are doing 5 days or less than those who are doing... Are we also looking... Will we also prefer like an hourly, weekly payment?
Don't rush us.
Nigeria. No, these are conversations we need to start having.
So
that we don't get to that point and then be having conversations, be confused.
Don't rush us.
No, we will rush you because we are already there. Once you put your leg there,
it's gone.
then it has opened you a whole...
Yes,
I had a conversation.
So do we prefer hourly?
No, wait. Nigerians are not ready. I was recruiting someone and she was was clear in stating what her salary expectations are. I said, well, I can't meet that bill. Why don't I let you work for 2 days? But she said she has salary expectations and she had
welfare,
flexible work expectation. So I said, the salary expectation makes it compulsory. You have to be flexible because I cannot pay this money you are asking for. But this is how much I can pay. Work 2 days, 3 days in a week. She said, with this amount of money, I said, okay, I'll reduce it. I cannot change the money. Work 2 days in a week. Guess what? She said she cannot do the work. So even though I'm reducing the number of days she has to work, people, we need to get more realistic. We need to begin to do
It cannot be free.
the work you do, the pay you get. Because we have gotten away with people just knowing I can just come and attend. I had my studios. Somebody will come and will not sell anything for a full week. You will come and I say, you don't come to the studio to open shop. You're not here to just sit down. When you are here and we are not selling, it means you are not working. So you will start thinking, can I go outside and market, bring people in? But we're not doing that. We're not thinking productivity. We just think, let me be present and not being productive.
Wait, so you people are rushing us, so we are not ready. First of all, minimum wage is how much? It's not even commensurate. No, see, I'm talking about government. Now, leave private sector. We know how to negotiate that one. If it's one hourly you want to do and all of that, some people are already getting there now. I have somebody who met me recently. She does about 3 jobs. In Nigeria here, I was shocked. How do you do it? You say flexible hours here, here, and there. So we have that. The private sector is already sorting that. But let's not begin to give these ideas to governments. First of all, they never pay the one we go reach us take chop first. How much is minimum wage compared to?
No, some workers are not earning minimum wage.
I know. But you know, when you start talking about this pay cut, of course it will start from minimum wage. So let's wait. Let this phase blow over first. Then the government can now start revising and revisiting. But when you start having this idea, say, hey, now that we're reducing the number of days, let's quickly reduce the number of the amount of money we pay you, which is not even enough. They cannot even buy the fuel for that 3 days with that amount of money they are paying. So let's not rush
But you
government.
you acknowledge earlier in your conversation that, you know, some of these jobs can be done in 3 days anyway.
Yes, I agree.
They're spending time gisting and laughing. So we're wasting money. Money that can be put into other things. So
We're
this
not
subsidy
wasting salary.
removal that we're talking about, we're also talking of removal of wasted time that can be put into other things. So if I give you 30,000 to come in for every 5 days a week, right? That's what I pay minimum. But in the 5 days, you spend, in every hour that you're at work, you spend nearly 5 hours. First of all, let me even be more realistic. You go to a government parastatal. They are not at work at the time they are meant to be. Most of the time, they saunter in around noon.
1 hour late.
They talk and then they do. We are talking of side business. A lot of them run their side businesses in the office. I'm telling you, they're selling they are gisting and everything. Then they close oh my God, just come while they are thinking of going on break or
that's
about
to
have you are in trouble. They will eye you from up to down. If they are nice enough, they help you. But if not, they'll tell you to come back the next day. So if we were to compress all that together and we get 2 days, I would say, okay, in the 2 days, you see, we will just pay you for these 2 days.
Which is how much from the 30,000?
We'll carry
and then after your plantain
but
chips.
in the truth of the matter is that we're all part of this issue.
Yes. I know. So let's look at the current realities and our purchasing power. So that we don't end up hurting people that are already hurting. That's why I'm saying this conversation can shift.
Let's bring the conversation back to regular Nigerians. So this is one government doing something, but how are we adjusting? How are regular Nigerians also adjusting in their own individual ways? How you're cooking food, how you're you said we start doing planning on how to pick up the kids together. These are the carpooling. These are things that people need to begin to reconsider as we go, because company owners. Now, she says, is this short term or is it going to be what we're going to be doing? Because hey, it's not removing subsidy short term. It's gone.
No, subsidy is gone. Your income, your expenditure has increased automatically. Your short-term plan is to cut back. Your long-term plan is to increase earnings. So that's standard economic financial planning. But how do we do that? How do we empower Nigerians to be thinking that way? For some people that are already used to, my entire life is based on salary, used to understand that you will negotiate with your bosses. I say something all the time that because people we don't measure our productivity as individuals or know how we're being productive. If you go and meet, I'm your boss and you know what we are earning, and you come and meet me and say, please, ma, I want to do more work and I want to earn more money. If I'm able to increase our income by 50%, would you pay me more money? Do you understand? We were able to negotiate that. I will do more work to ensure we earn more money in this organization, pay me more money. In corporates, the way the civil service runs, we are talking about increasing efficiency. The governor can say, all of you in civil service, you want to increase money, I'll be okay. This is what your ministry is doing. This is what we want to do. Let's set a target for this ministry. If you are able to achieve this target,
help efficiency.
Everybody will know that we need to make more money.
Belts everywhere.
Yes.
Everybody.
And if we truly tighten belt and we increase productivity, we will see
we
a
have
better
to
country.
run because we have a guest. But
Make on no tighten the poor people belts first. They are already poor. Let us be looking at those people
as we
there.
said, because even I know a cleaner that comes early in the morning, sweeps. After she sweeps, there's absolutely nothing else for her to do. She's either selling chin here, selling plantain chips, and after everybody has gone, she's not clean. So she still earns, but we're also letting her know that you don't have to work 8 hours. You come 2 hours in the morning, you go and do your own business. Come back 2 hours later. So in a day, you're working 4 hours. You can be productive.
You now pay transportation 2 times.
No.
Oh, you are forgetting where these problems are
You're working in your neighborhood now. You can't transport anymore.
Let's even put the transportation into, let's not make it look so draconian. So you're coming to this office to work for 4 hours. In the money that you get at the end of in your wages, that is reflected how much transportation it costs you to come to work and go back from work. So that's already there. So what I would see her thinking is, okay, that means I can get another job in a company down the road. So I do another 4 hours there or 2 hours, and I'm able to get money from different places. And then if I can as well, do my side business on the side. So Nigerians, I think we should just start thinking like, okay, government, you're removing subsidy. Need to let me see how.
Focus on the opportunities it creates.
Yes.
True. That's the way to end it, So let's not focus on subsidy removal. Let us focus on the opportunity it has created for us in our neighborhood. My children are starting to sell cookies now. Because they realize that people are always working in the morning, right? So we're going to bring out water dispenser, give them water. As they're thinking that water, want to buy biscuits because you must earn money. I told them this summer we are having a strategy plan. How we're going to make money for this summer. Because we must make money.